Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches with another exciting episode for you today. Please join my channel by subscribing, join the family, come on this journey with me, throw me a like, throw me a comment, all of that helps more than you would ever know. Guys, today we are going to talk about the subject of buying watches on credit. This particular reader question is a little bit different than what you might expect, and perhaps so is my answer going to be a bit different than what you might have thought. And of course, I'm going to know what you guys think, but before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, let's go ahead and get rid of the quick fist watch check. And oddly enough, I'm wearing a... Oh wait, I should do the thing. Okay, hold on. And today I am wearing a Rolex Submariner in 148 glorious ounces of 904L steel. And that's a special steel, my friends. It's a steel that makes you feel glorious. It's a steel that makes you feel Rolex. Okay, forget the fact that certain other watchmakers with much, much less expensive watches are starting to use 904L steel. This one is a Rolex. Okay guys, let me pick up the computer and read you a letter from my good friend Santos. Hello Mark, I'd like to start off with saying I am a fan of your videos. They can be fun and informative. Thank you. I currently have a 4-watch collection, including a Seiko SKX007 that I never wear. Well, you know, actually you should wear that. Wear that when you go to the gym or something like that. Wear that when you're using a chainsaw. Wear that when you want to wear a fun watch with fantastic lume that you don't care if you bang it around. Wear it. Okay. Also a Rolex 214270, which is an Explorer with the loomed 3, 6, and 9. I think those are kind of cool, especially those loomed Arabics. I'm kind of a sucker for Arabics. I don't like Roman numerals, but I do in fact like Arabics, and loomed ones are especially sexy. I also have a Rolex Submariner date with ceramic bezel and a white 41 millimeter date just. Nice collection. I have been wanting to purchase a Rolex Yachtmaster with the blue dial. That's the one with the platinum infused ceramic, no, the platinum infused bezel. It's really just kind of a PVD coating of platinum, so it's very thin, but it is cool. Been wanting to purchase that Rolex Yachtmaster with the blue dial for about a year, but when I had the chance to purchase one, I found out that Rolex updated the watch with a different movement with a longer power reserve. So I decided to wait because my AD called up their Rolex rep and found out they will be getting one in the next 2 to 3 months, meaning the new one. This was about 2 months ago. The lady I have purchased from before and spoke with at the AD, she spoke to the president of her department and he assured her that I will be first on the list to purchase that watch. It's always exciting when you're on the waiting list and that you have good reason to believe you're really on the waiting list and that your number is coming up soon. That's great. Santos continues, I am doing well financially, but I cannot afford to pay the $12K in cash for that watch, but I have an account with the store that offers 12 months no interest free financing. As of now, I should be easily able to afford to pay that watch off within those 12 months. I've heard from many collectors before never to purchase a watch if you can't pay cash. I do not remember if you were one of them, as I watch hundreds of watch videos on YouTube. Santos, you mean you cheat on me? You're cheating on me? Hey, it's fine. I'm just glad to be one of your guys. So my question is, should I purchase the watch on a credit card, or do you think the opportunity to buy that watch in a few months to a year when I pay cash will be there? This is one watch that I never hear anybody talking about as being very difficult to get or very desirable. Thank you for your response. If you decide to respond to this email, and if not, I will still watch your videos. Santos, I am here to respond to you, especially because you sent me a PayPal donation for my time and my thoughts. Thank you ever so much for that. By the way, guys, you do not need to send me money in order to answer your questions, but if you do, naturally, I will be appreciative. Questions go here. PayPal donations go there. And hey, that's just if you want to buy Jupiter a bag of cat food or the dog's a bone. Either way, I thank you for being with me. Okay, so this is a little bit of a conundrum, you know, it's a little bit of a puzzle. So let me start out with the traditional Santos. Santos, 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 Santos. Okay, so first, what is my view of buying watches on credit in the general sense? And generally speaking, I would say I am against it. I think ideally you just fork out the cash. You have that painful moment where you rip off the Band-Aid and you fork out the cash. You know, I'm getting distracted by this light. Let me get a little more solidly into the shadow where the camera can adjust. So generally speaking, I'm against buying watches on credit, okay? And the reason for that is the average credit card has something along the lines of like a 22, 24% APR, annual adjusted percentage rate or something like that. I mean, what can happen is you'll wind up getting fisted by the time you've actually paid for a $12,000 Rolex. You'll end up paying $16,000 for it if you're not careful, or even more. And there are just so many people who get sucked into that cycle of that credit cycle that, you know what, generally speaking, I don't think you should buy anything that you cannot afford to pay for outright. That being said, the zero APR, the 0% financing, that kind of can, in fact, in some senses, change the issue. So I'll give you an example. When I traded in my previous car, which was a Porsche, and it really pissed off Archie when I traded in the Porsche for my Ford Explorer, but it's bigger, I can haul dogs, I like it better. When I did that, yes, I could have paid cash for the small differential that I owed, but I decided to finance it through Ford Credit because that got me certain incentive through the dealer that I wouldn't otherwise have gotten. And they offered 0% APR for 12 months, and I just set up my payment schedule to pay it off during that particular time. So I guess what I'm saying is there are times when it may be worth it, provided that your financing rate is 0, number one, and number two, provided you're very sure that you go ahead and pay off that loan during the designated period of time. Because again, it will hurt if you have to pay interest. So never buy one of these things on a, just like a regular credit card. Ow, bug. Okay, so now could there even be an exception to that? Yeah. Bugs. Okay, so anyway, did you ever get a bug on you to the point where now everything, you're feeling them in your mind? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Okay, so the exception to the no credit card rule, it's super unlikely. Okay, what I'm about to say, you'd have better luck with a scratch-off ticket winning $1 million. But let's say you walk into an authorized dealer and there's something like amazing that for some reason just happens to be there, or they offer it to you. A steel Daytona, a steel Sky Dweller, a steel Submariner at this point even. And I'm pretty sure in the comments someone is going to tell me that this happened to them. So they look at that watch and they think real quick through their finances and realize, oh, they can pay a chunk down, but you need to use just a normal regular credit card to buy that watch, but they mentally do the calculations and think that they could pay it off in 4 to 6 months. Charge it, okay? Because those watches are so hard to find. You get so much instant equity when you buy them, that if you should come across one of those watches and you've got to put it on just a regular credit card, provided it's not going to take you 36 months to pay it off, you are still going to be dollars and equity ahead if you charge it. So I kind of think that to take advantage of the store offer is a no-brainer. I think it gets slightly more complicated, guys, when the store is inviting you to take the credit card, the store credit card, and you don't have it yet. But from what I can tell from Santos's letter, it sounds to me that he already has that store charge card. Now, why does that make a difference? Because it dings your credit slightly when you apply for a credit account, and it dings it again if you don't get it. Now, if you do get it, it right away goes up because you have more available credit, and especially if you're not abusing, your line of credit. I don't want to try and represent myself as some sort of a credit repair expert, because I certainly am not, but I recommend that you read up on all of this stuff so that you can determine whether it's in your best interests to go ahead and apply for a line of credit. But even PayPal does something like PayPal financing, where if you qualify for it, you get 6 months free financing, and then after that, well, it's typical horrible APR. How do I know about this stuff? Well, because I sell dog training as part of what I do. Some of what I offer is kind of expensive, and so some of my clients have availed themselves and even educated me a little bit on some of these services. So what I can tell you, Santos, is yeah, I think you should go ahead and buy that watch, take their credit. Just be sure that you budget well and make sure that it's paid off so that you don't wind up hitting the end of that 12-month free financing, because after that, it's going to jump somewhere between 20 and 30%, and that's going to really hurt. Guys, have I misrepresented any of the credit realities in this world? Do you like my advice to Santos? I think he has a lovely collection. You know, I'm not entirely sure that be the watch that I would be adding to the collection myself, because I think it's mildly redundant to the Submariner. So Santos, if I were you, I might be looking on the used market for a GMT instead, probably a black, or even a vintage one if you don't mind pre-ceramic stuff. But, you know, those are just some quick thoughts from me. Guys, let's help him out in the comments. Tell me and Santos what you think of his opportunity and the direction that he should go in. And I'd like to thank you again for being with me. Please subscribe, talk to me in the comments. I will be there with you. It helps my YouTubes a whole lot when you do that. And this is going to be Goldberg. Peace out.